sewing friends, welcome to Sequin Girly Creates, a Sunday Sews catch up. I haven't done a lot of sewing this week, but I've still got things to share with you. It's been a little bit of a tricky week, but everything's okay at the moment. But it means that when something has to give, it is the sewing. But I'm still here and I've still got things to share with you. Let's start with the small channel shout out. So thank you to people who are starting to use the hashtag small channel shout out. Now I find if you search that on YouTube, put speech marks either side of the hashtag small channel shout out, and it actually finds you the channels with small channel shout out as the hashtag. It's interesting, you need to put the speech marks either side to find them, but they are beginning to get more people with them. Here's an image that you can use, and the hashtag. If you are a small channel, you can use it to help people find you. I'd encourage you to also give someone else a small channel shout out as well. If you are a bigger channel, we would love you to shout out small channels, because this is the way we can help people find each other without relying on being recommended on the home page, which YouTube doesn't do so much if you are a smaller channel. So this week I'm still doing two. I have got Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. Julie hasn't been going very long, but she's really enjoying it, and she said to me that it's helped her get her sewing mojo back. So that was really nice as well. And so go over and have a little look at Julie, give her a subscribe, give her some likes. That would be fantastic. And the other person this week is Pattern Pouch Nest. And she left a lovely comment on my Sunday Sews last week saying that she's been building a list of small channels to shout out. So please go and give her a view as well and a subscribe. She's been going a bit longer. She's got a few more videos, but lovely to know that we're not the only ones, Christine and I, giving each other a shout out. So that's a first task for you to do, and we love it if you can help us and keep spreading the word, because this is how we can keep people going. Thank you to everybody who commented on my sewing this or that. If you haven't seen it, I put that out on Wednesday, and the Curated Curvy has done a sewing this or that, and I really enjoyed doing it. I had some brilliant responses from people guessing on Instagram. And if you want to go and have a see what mine are, please do. And I love that people left comments saying what theirs were as well. Don't forget, comments are one of my favourite things when I open up and see that people have left comments. So I always love to hear what you're up to and what you think about what I'm saying. One of the things that somebody suggested to me was they would love to see me shopping my stash. So special request from somebody on their messages last week in the comments. I have filmed especially a how I shopped my stash for a sewing project that I started this week. So that will be coming up in a minute. Also, when I'm putting up polls, I put them on Instagram and on my YouTube community page. I'm loving the voting. I asked for voting for what to include in my channel, and it came out as me recommending 3 good price fabric shops. So I'm going to do that for you now, and I'm also going to tell you how long I've been keeping going with the shopping my stash and not buying new. So the 3 good price fabric shops I've got for you. Number 1, Ammo Threads. I have talked about them before, and I've shared with you fabric I've bought for them before. They are a dead stock fabric company, so you never quite know what you're going to find. But this, for me, really supports my vision of not becoming a fast fashion sewer. It is like when I like to go charity shopping, and my niece calls it treasure shops. So you will find some amazing things on there. You may well find fabric on there that you've seen elsewhere that has either been in high streets on clothes, or has been in other fabric shops and is now out of season. And I know Christine and I have both bought a jersey that she's worked out actually who it was originally made by. So Ammo Threads, highly recommend them. And then they first of all, they're a very good price to start with. We're talking like £4.99 a metre. The quality is brilliant for the fabric, and also they then do sometimes have discounts. I find that my tip for any of these sites is check the width of the fabric, because they're dead stock. You never quite know what width, so make sure you check the width and check the composition. Amo Threads are very good at their descriptions, and I was not disappointed with the quality of the sateen or the cotton lawn or any of the fabrics I bought. I've bought several times from them now, and I highly recommend the way they describe and everything. And they actually sent me the second time a booklet full of samples so I could feel everything that was going in the sale. Next one is Walthamstow Fabrics. I know they have an actual physical stall. Their website, again, I'm pretty sure it's all dead stock. I think Amo or Walthamstow, one of the two, tells you how much water has been saved from selling their dead stock. Walthamstow, again, really good price. Again, we're talking like £4.99 a metre. Some a bit more, but good choice. Sells out like Amo Threads. When they're gone because it's dead stock. Very happy with what I bought from Walthamstow as well, and that included the fabric that I made my first seasons of Eastdress in. And then my third one is one that I've only ordered from once, but it's a bit of a new one I found, called Legend Textiles. The reason I've chosen to recommend them is because of their customer service. They have vintage fabric and dead stock on there, I believe. Their prices are like £2.99 a metre. I would say that their descriptions are not quite as good as Walthamstow and Amo, because one of them was quite a stiff cotton, and the description, I couldn't tell that, but the other fabric was very good. One of the fabrics I ordered from them, they immediately emailed me to say they'd realised there wasn't as much as they thought, and actually there was a bit of a damage. They refunded me for the whole fabric and actually sent me the last of the fabric for nothing. So they tried to call me, I was in a meeting, they sent me an email and was very swift, their refund and everything. So highly recommend the quality of their customer service. For a bigger company, if you're looking for a big, good quality price company, I would say Pound Fabrics, but you need to watch out for the deals. They're not quite as low price as those ones, but if you need something a bit more consistent, like you're looking for a plains or a jersey, Pound Fabric has a bigger selection. But again, if you watch out for offers or sales, you can get things at a better price, and you will find things on there that have been more expensive elsewhere before as well. So they are my 3/4 shops for you. What I'm going to do now is, I need to tell you how I'm doing with my sewing fabric band. So I started on the 14th of July. So then that was 21st of July, 28th of July, 5th of August, 12th of August, not quite the 19th, that's tomorrow, isn't it? That's 6 weeks, and I think it was 12 weeks altogether, so I'm halfway. So that's good news, I'm halfway through the band. It's been tricky, there have been fabrics I could have bought, but I'm halfway through, so that's good. So now I'm going to cut to me shopping my stash, and this is choosing the right fabric for my next Seasons of East Summer in New York dress. So here we go. So I thought I'd show you doing this today. So the first thing I do is go to the various places of storage that I've got, and if you haven't seen that, go to my sorting my stash episode and you can see that, and I pull out the ones I want. So I've laid on the floor here the ones that I think might be an option for this pattern. So this will be my second make of the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress. So I'll talk you through what I've got. So once I have pulled out the selections of fabric for this pattern, having already made it, I know there are 2 pieces at the front and then a front and back skirt. So then I start thinking about what will work. So I have pulled out a jersey. Lovely lady on Instagram who I met at Sewing Social has made a jersey one. So the first thing I think about with the jersey is can I mess with the direction? So I could have on the front one piece going horizontally and one going vertically, but then I need to test that there's stretch both ways. Tricky with one hand. So I couldn't do that with one hand, so I had to put you down for a second. So there is a bit of stretch both ways. It's not hugely stretchy, so that means it wouldn't get pulled out, because obviously sometimes with jersey, with the weight of the top, the skirt on the top, it could pull it all down and it pulls the waistband down. So then I've got to think, will the sleeve drape correctly? And I think yes, it would, and actually the white inside would show nicely. So this is quite a strong contender. I know there's something called negative ease where you actually make it slightly smaller so it can stretch. This hasn't got a huge amount of stretch, so I think I would just make it without the zip and probably make it the slightly smaller size of the two I've been making. So that one is a definitely considered pile. So then I'll look at what else I've got. So I've got another one in the same fabric make as the last one I made. So with this, I would probably hold it up to my face to think about, would I want it all this continuous bright pink, or does it need breaking up? Because I don't know, something about a cord sometimes with something like this would just break it up rather than the dress. So I would take that to the mirror and hold it up to see how that would feel on me. And then looking at my other fabrics, I've got two viscose, I think they're like viscose chalet type ones. So same pattern, different colourway. So again, thinking, would they work on the top? So when I lay them next to each other, almost like that is quite interesting. But then what would I do for the skirt and also the back? So it's a consideration, but I'd need to work that through, because the back is all one piece and the skirts are both one piece. So I could cut it down the front and do half and half, but I need to have a think about how to use that. So I'm not 100% sure on that. So pop that up to like the not sure pile. Then I've got this one. I feel that print could work well. I don't know if this print, wide about it, just sort of overwhelming me. This one I think has enough variety when I roll it out for that not to be the case. So that one is a definite strong contender. I am looking at the inside though, because you do see the inside of the sleeve every now and again, so it's just whether that's okay, but I think it is, because it is still the pattern coming through. So that one is a strong possibility, and also I know these have enough length because of how I've organised them on my shelves. So that's going over here in the strong possibility pile. And then the last one I've got is this, and again I feel like I need to hold this up, because whilst I love this red zebra, is it going to swamp me? So I'm just going to go and hold this one and this one up to myself to see, and then I'll come back and let you know what I think. One of the things you find when you unroll a fabric and have the whole length is you can see the continuous pattern, which also helps you to think how that would work, because in a dress like this it's pretty unbroken, the continuous pattern down, apart from the fact that you're joining here, but you will see it. If you don't hang your washing on a line to dry, if you ever do and stand back from a distance, you can really see the continuous pattern, which helps when you're designing. So this one, because the pattern's quite small, it doesn't swamp me when it's on. This one doesn't work with this because there's nothing to sort of break it up at all. So whilst I love this fabric, it's very big, the print. This needs to be something with more detail around like the waist, like a waistband, or something like the Charlie Kaftan, there's a bit that comes over the top, or even a cord where you're tucking in and there's buttons or something. So that one, whilst I love it, is not right for this, which means I'm down to these three. So you'll have to wait till the end to see which one I make. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing me shopping my stash. At the very end of this video, I will include a picture of the next seasons of Eastdress I've made. I can't show you right now because it's not quite finished, but it will be finished by the time I put this out, if that makes sense, like a weird timeline wrap thing there. So, there has been recently a couple of small haberdashery businesses that have been closing down, which is really quite sad. But what I have done is bought things like elastic and thread from them because I want to support the person who runs the business to be able to close it effectively without lots of spare stock. But it did mean I was able to get the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top for a good price. I wanted to get this because of this sleeve, but also because if you look at the line drawing, this gather down the front. So the pattern, I like that sewing pattern for improvers. I think I'm there, I'm good. So it's for jersey fabric, another surprise. We've got from UK size 6 to UK size 20. I'm fairly certain that if you buy the PDF you can go larger, I think. So that's from a bust of 30 to 44. And it says 1.5 meters of fabric, but I suppose it depends on the length of the sleeve that you do. So that would definitely be something I'll be sewing up because I do love a bit of jersey sewing. I did some plain fabric shopping. Now last Sunday I mentioned that I was having trouble finding some good selection of plain fabrics, and I wanted to make another pair of the Closet Core sepia pants in a sort of apple green colour. And if you haven't seen Christine's on Gemini Stitches, she made a lovely apple green pair, but she bought them, the fabric, from Rainbow Fabrics, and Rainbow Fabrics, like the other shops I've been talking about, once it's gone, it's gone. And so I popped over there and they hadn't got it. I've been looking out for the right fabric and I didn't want polycotton, and I wanted something with a bit of drape because this weather where you want a trouser but you don't want a hot trouser, if you know what I mean, was looking for the right fabric. And also just pushing myself to see what the plain fabric choices are, because part of this shopping ban is not buying any more patterned fabric, A, to use what I've got, B, to push me towards thinking about plains as well. So I actually shopped for the first time from Abercorn Fabrics. I know they have some real shops as well, none near me, but I looked at their online and they actually had one of the better plain fabric choices. So I'm just going to show you what I got. So I got this red fabric that is a linen look. I think it's like a linen slub. Oh, light shining through there, I don't want that. Let's hold that up. So that's, yeah, it's like a berry colour. So it's got like these sort of like sort of texture to it. I like it. I like red on me. It's tricky at the moment in this light to see it. That's better, isn't it? What I'm going to do with it, I'm not sure, but it is a fabric that I wanted to try out. Thinking about like maybe a Donny shirt or something, like a plain one to go with a lot of the pattern stuff I've got. I do sometimes worry about plains looking like old-fashioned. I think I need to get that out of my head. But yeah, it's a nice quality fabric. Then I got this purple, and I think this is a viscose. It's got a lovely drape to it. It looks see-through because the light's behind me, but it's not really. You can't see my hand through it. That's really soft. I much prefer this to the red, and I feel like this could make a really nice plain top. And then I found some apple green, and it's an apple green viscose. It's lovely and soft. I think this is going to make a really great pair of trousers. Really happy with that. That's exactly what I was looking for. Drapey, soft, and I think a great pair of trousers. And then you all know how much I love jersey fabric. Look at this green textured jersey. So it's like a boucle look, but it's jersey. It's plain on the back. It's really stretchy, so it's got stretch both ways. Just thinking of a cord or a jumper dress in this. I love it, and it's really quite a nice texture to it as well. Love green, and I was really impressed when I found this. I don't know if you remember, right back in one of my early episodes, I made a cord skirt and jumper out of a blue textured jersey that I found in Oxfam, and since then I've kept an eye out, and this is the first time I found one that I really like. So I'm really looking forward to creating something with this for the autumn/winter. So it's taken me 6 weeks to find some some plain fabric that I liked, but I'm glad I took the time. It meant I didn't rush, and I actually chose fabrics and thought about what I wanted them for and what they would go with as well. I think those red ones, that red fabric, I might end up making a pair of trousers. I do need to find a smarter trouser pattern. Right, so Sewing Social, the Southern Social. I've talked about this before, and I'm excited to say that I have a second date, the 30th of September, which I opened up to people who were disappointed about not getting on to the 2nd of September. I have purposely only allowed it to be people who didn't get into the first one. A couple of lovely people from YouTube have come over to ask for places, and I've been able to offer it to all the people who were disappointed from the first one. If you would like to know about the Southern Social, do drop me an email at southernsocial@gmail.com. I will put it in the info below, because I have got November and December dates arranged as well. The booking has not opened for those yet, but when it does, if you want to know, you need to have emailed me, because I've built an email mailing list, so that when I open a new date, I will email everyone at the same time to allow everyone the same opportunity to request a space. And I do have a Facebook group where I will publish it as well, and an Instagram page, and it's all Southern Social. And so that's Southern as in Southern England, and then SEWCIAL, a play on social, the word. So if you want to be in it to know about it, you need to get an email to me, because then you'll go on my mailing list, and that's how you can find out and book a place, etc. I'm keeping it small, so I'm limiting the places, so I will have to do a waiting list if I have too many again in November, and then might open the December one for other people that didn't get in. I'll see how I go, but I've got my fabric for the raffles, I've got cutting tables, everything sorted. First one is already full, second one is nearly full as well. Put a little thing up here. If you want to know more about it, as I say, there's an Instagram page as well, so you can watch little videos I've put on there, and I will share pictures on there. If you are not in the south of England and I can't get to mine, I am going to try and put a little directory together of other ones, because there are quite a lot around the UK. There is someone's Instagram account who is sharing them. If I can remember, I'll put it in the details below. But let me know, because Christine's got one. I know Bex that Sews does one. So does Tamlin from Sewn on the Tyne. I think Rach has done one up north. There's quite a lot now. Nadia does one in Manchester. So there's lots out there now. And if you want me to help you find one, I'm happy to sort of direct you in the right place. But maybe in another vlog I can direct people to find them. Sewing can be a really lonely hobby, and I think the vlogs are a great way of connecting to sewing community, but also a sewing social as well. But if you'd like to come to one of mine, meet me in person, and to join in, and you're in the south of England or you fancy a drive down, let me know. There's a cafe right at the location where it is, which does great cakes and lunches. The town I live in is only a 5-minute walk from where it is, so you can go in there. We've got bakers, Marks and Spencer's, everything you could need. We used to have a sewing shop, sadly it's shut. Imagine how amazing that would have been. But lots of things. And also, if you are a small business and sewing business or similar and you'd like a pop-up at my social, do drop me a message as well, because I'd love to support you with being able to do that at my sewing social too. I hope you all have a great week, and I will catch you on Wednesday. I'm doing a Make 9 update on Wednesday to show you where I've got, as we're just over halfway through the year, so you can see how I'm doing with my Make 9, and then I'll be back next Sunday. So here comes pictures and video of my finished second Seasons of East Summer in New York dress. There's a lot to say, so you can stay and have a look, but apart from that, have a great weekend. Bye.